This is Brandon here, and I'm here to help you out with your factoring stuff. So, yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start out doing this one, the x squared minus 7x minus 18. I'm going to open up Paint to do this. Alright, so we got, that's too thick, that's too thick. Get this, put the size down, that's better. Right, cool. So we got x squared minus, what was it, 7x minus 18. 7x, so hard, minus 18. Alright, so the first thing you want to think of is, what I would do is look at this right here. Look at this sign right there. That's a negative sign, obviously. So, since it's a negative sign, we know that one number has to be positive and one number has to be negative. Because the only thing that gets a negative number is a positive number times a negative number. Negative, negative gets positive, positive, positive gets negative. If you don't understand that, I'll explain that in greater depth later. But for now, I only have 10 minutes of recording. So, we know it has to be a positive and a negative number. Now, ignore everything else here. Let's just look at this negative 18. What two numbers multiply it to be 18? Well, we got 1, 2, 3. Well, here, let me put numbers over here with it. 1 times 18. 2 times 9. And we got 3 times 6. And 4, 5, 6 times 3, 9 times 2, 18 times 1. Okay, so these are our three options right here. Now, of these three options, we need to find a way to get to this negative 7. We need to find numbers that multiply to 18, with negative 18, which are all of these. And then out of these, we need to find a way to add them together to get negative 7. So when you have the first option, which is 18 and 1, so if this 18, if this is one of these has to be negative, so let's do that first. So let's say we're going to make the 1 negative, okay? So you multiply them, you get your negative 18, but when you add them together, you get 17, which is not equal to this, so that's not the answer. How about if we make this negative? Alright, now we still got negative 18 again, but when we add these together, we get negative 17, so that's not the answer. And, okay, so we'll move on to the next one, 2 times 9. 2 times 9 definitely gets you 18. Now 1 has to be negative, so let's make the 9 negative. Okay, so we got 2 times negative 9, which is negative 18, and then we got negative 9 plus 2. So when you add these two numbers together, you get negative 7, which is our right answer. So we know that these two numbers right here, this is our answer. These are our two numbers we've been looking for. So now let's reorganize this equation to get x squared minus 9x and then that is plus 2x minus 18. So you get these two numbers, alright, and whether I would have made this plus 2x and this negative 9x, it wouldn't have mattered. Either way, you take these two numbers, put an x in front of them, and put them right in the middle. Make sure to put that x there, because when you add these two, notice how when you add negative 9x and positive 2x, notice when you add them, you get negative 7x, which is here. So these two equations, right here and here, they both say the exact same thing. Just this is written out better for us, and we use this technique over here to get this negative 9 and 2. Okay, so now we need to factor it. We need to factor it separately. So think of it like this. Add the parentheses around there, okay? Because we're gonna split it up into we're gonna deal with only two of these little bits at a time, two numbers at a time, so to speak. Okay. So what can we factor out here? Well, we can see both numbers have an x, so we can factor out an x. And that looks like that's all that these numbers have in common. So we're going to have x times x minus 9. Okay. And add your plus sign. Anything here I can go over in more detail in the future. You just got to tell me what specific step you're lost on. Okay. So now the next thing. We got 2 and negative 18. Alright, what can we factor out of this? 2x and negative 18. Well, I mean, I'm 2 right now. We could easily factor out a 2. So, let's factor out a 2. And we're left with x minus 9. Okay, so now what we have is a beautiful situation where we have x times this number plus 2 times the same number. So because x minus 9 here and here, because they're the same thing, we could do what's called, factor. Obviously, that's what we're here for. So if we go up here, okay, we can now combine these, and I'll show you what I mean by that. We're gonna have x plus 2 plus 2, and now we can multiply that times x minus 9. So what we have this negative 7, this negative 18. What we're going to do, we're going to find all these numbers, any of these will multiply into 18. That's the first thing we do. And then we find the two numbers that work, which in this case were 2 and negative 9. Okay. And now we split up 2 and negative 9. We put the 2 and 9 here and here. Like I said, you could have switched these two. It would not have mattered. You would have got the same result. Okay. So now what we did, since we split up the equation, we want to factor. Alright, so we see that there is a x here, there's an x squared here, and an x here, which means we can easily take out this x. So now, notice how there's one less x here, and then there's no x here, because we just took it out. And then here we got, obviously both of these numbers are divisible by 2, so this one's a 2, this one you can take out a 2. So we have our 2 here, and this just becomes x minus 9. Now here's the part that might conceptually, you might get a little hasty, because I know this even confused me for a long time. But I would just accept the fact that if this right here, if this is equal to this, then go ahead and put it right there. Okay, and then take these two numbers, these numbers I underline in green right here, and then combine them, so this is x plus 2, and put them right there. Whoop, went a little farther, but right there. Okay. Anything you don't understand or I may have rushed through, I can make a separate video clearing up individual steps if you just want me to do individual steps. I could totally help out with that if you want me to, if you want to meet up sometime and I can help you out with this in person. It'll probably be a lot easier if this isn't good enough. But this is me trying. Okay, so yeah, just message me if there's anything else you're confused on. Bye.